This is Jordan Delvin, the import killer, the OTT world champion, and you're listening to City Wrestling Radio.
What's going on, everybody? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is the Raw Review. I'm your host, Corey Smith, in the Diamond Studio, back at it again with my co-host of the day. Joining me here today is the one, the only, the phenomenal
Jose Osegueda. How's everybody doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, it's been a few days since we've been on air. You know, we didn't get to do a B show last week because of weather.
A heavy storm.
I mean, it was heavy for a moment, and then once we canceled, the weather was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, okay, well, we already canceled, so I don't want to play this game of tug of war with the fans, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Be like, we're on today, we're not on today. Like, which is it, man?
Yeah, make up your minds, guys.
So that's why this week you'll still get Michael's wrestling show and tell of Kenta versus Bryan Danielson at Ring of Honor 2006, whatever. I put the link up. I don't remember the exact date. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm not that much of a wrestling purist. But you're going to get a double dose of wrestling show and tell featuring me, Corey Smith. And my wrestling show and tell this week is going to be Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar, 2004 No Way Out.
Ooh.
A match I was at live.
Ooh.
And so I get to give you the get to watch it on screen and give you my reactions there. So double dose of show and tell this week.
Yeah.
And
when's that, B show?
That's the B show. That's coming up this Friday. You know where you could find that show?
Where?
SoundCloud.com/City Wrestling Radio. Also across a plethora of other fine podcast delivery applications, including iTunes, Google, Stitcher, CastBox, and many, many more. Mm-hmm. That's the B Show, the Raw Review, and Smack It, our weekly SmackDown Live recap and review show. We're also doing another show this week.
We are, because there's an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.
We're getting addicted. You know, we just can't stop. I feel like we just, came down off of the high of Royal Rumble, but we need to get the addiction going. The Prediction Addiction Elimination Chamber 2019. That's going to be posted early Thursday morning for your listening enjoyment for, anyone who wants to, just like hype up the show. It's gonna be a good show. I think 6 matches so far. There might be some changes to the show. We don't even know yet. SmackDown's on tonight, so we'll see what happens.
And I'm looking forward to the force predictions this week, because I really want one force prediction. I don't want to make the prediction
Mustafa
myself.
Ali?
No.
Because he might be pulled.
Yeah. I don't want to make the prediction myself. I want it to be imposed upon me because, pride.
And that's what we get. That's what we get with force predictions. Oh, cell phone. It's like I feel like I'm in an actual radio station here.
There you go.
Cell phone interference here. It's great. But where you can stay up to date with City Wrestling Radio?
Where?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at CWR415 is the best way to stay up to date with City Wrestling Radio, because, we post all our new content to all of our, well, at least Twitter and Facebook. Instagram, we sometimes post like, hey, we got a new show. We just don't want to bombard you with thumbnails every 3 a week, you know.
Yeah.
That would just be annoying.
I'm trying to be a little bit more active on Twitter. We'll see how that pans out.
And follow the polls on at CWR415, before every pay-per-view, we take polls. We'll see what the fans think of the matches, because, you guys have a voice in the prediction addiction. You guys get to be addicted with us.
Yes.
And that's the most fun is, there's, addiction, right? Woo! But anyways, guys, this is the Raw Review.
Fun too.
How was your weekend, Jose? Like I said, we haven't been on the air in a few days.
How was my rainy, wet, just
rainy and wet?
Yeah, making my way over to Guitar Center. I told you the story.
Oh yeah.
It's not a
microphones and man, we can do it, but we can't do it.
Yeah.
So you just didn't. That sucks.
The life of beginning audiophiles.
The life of a Mac. Right. I, however, on Thursday night last week, I went to Wrestling for Charity show.
That's right, at El Toro.
El Toro nightclub in San Francisco on San Bruno Street. You know what I found out about that?
When I took, by the way,
San Bruno Avenue.
Yeah, sorry.
I took a lift there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take a lift here. And I got there. I was like, oh, the 44 bus that runs right by my house comes right down here. Mm-hmm. And when I left, I had to take it coming back. I'm like, this is going to take a long time. 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, it just goes all the way up Silver Avenue and drops you off right in front of the house.
Oh, my goodness. But anyways, Wrestling for Charity, I got to give a shout out to everyone over at that show. Robert, Donovan Troy, Pollo De Mar, who, I met all these great people there, and it was just a fun show. They were raising money for the Portola Neighborhood Association.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of fun. Jerry Gigolo was there. I won a raffle for a signed poster. That was pretty cool. I got to go in the ring, and they let me give my podcast a shout out in the ring.
So they gave CWR a nice. They treated us well there.
Yeah, I didn't expect it though, because I come in my shirt. And he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" I'm like, Corey goes, "Who are you representing?" I'm like, "Oh fuck, City Wrestling Radio. Check us out on SoundCloud.com. Twitter. Okay, thanks."
Yeah.
Because I didn't, I
weren't expecting it.
I was caught off guard.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting here, but then I, thanked him afterwards, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Every event you should have like a little card, like if you're winning an Oscar or a Grammy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, who are you? Who are you representing? Hold on, let me get my card.
Corey Smith of City Wrestling Radio. It's like a pitch for a job. Yeah. I'm a content creator. I'm a host, and what
do they call that? An elevator pitch?
Yeah, there you go. An elevator pitch. Sorry, I just came from a career meeting.
Oh.
And it was
insightful.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about some news that's happening today.
Yeah,
let's start off with some dark news, unfortunately.
Ouch.
We start with the passing of WWE Hall of Famer, former WWF World Heavyweight Champion, Pedro Morales, passing away at the age of 76, man.
It's a long life.
As announced by former commentator Hugo, help me out with this last name, Hugo Savanich, former WWE Hall of Famer Pedro Morales passed away at the age of 76. He passed away from Parkinson's disease. That's unfortunate. Yeah. In February of 1971, only months after debuting in Vince McMahon Sr. WWF, he won the World Wrestling Heavyweight Champion from Ivan Koloff. After his reign, he partnered and competed against McMahon's top babyface Bruno Sammartino, including a famous draw at the Shea Stadium in 1972, which was dubbed the Match of the Century. Wow, I guess I'll save that for a wrestling show and tell one of these days.
Don't. Those wrestling matches from back then were really.
Oh, Scoop Slam! 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I'm sure Pedro Morales was athletic as heck, though, and he did a great job.
For his stature, he was built.
My God,
like a tank.
I want to put a picture of him up in my gym locker just to come back and be like,
goals.
Okay, all right, no, I'm not there yet. But yeah, so I think he's survived by his son and his wife, and everyone's gonna miss him. It sucks.
Not in the business, huh? His son?
What?
His son?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He would have been we would have known by now, because Pedro Morales is 76 years old. Like I said.
Yeah, his son must be between 30 and 50.
Something like that. I mean, sometimes people wait till their 50s to have kids.
Yeah, really?
I have a friend.
Well, men can.
Yeah. My friend's dad. She was like, yeah, he had me when I was like, he was like 55 when I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Like, so he was like 75 when he passed, and she was like 20. Yeah. So it's like, oh my God. Yeah. But damn, still shooting them.
I like to have a catch with the kids before anything.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, our condolences to the friends and families of Pedro Morales.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you. I hate when people go on, especially nowadays with a lot of people passing away recently, and I think people are it's just starting to happen. The celebrities from our time are starting to die, and they're starting to leave us, and people get a little like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you're being insensitive,
right?
But Jesus Christ, like. When people I hate when people post like another one, like the DJ Khaled thing. I'm like, dude, like someone just died here.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's more news to be going through today. Let's keep the news train rolling. Some more positive news going on today.
Right.
All Elite Wrestling.
Oh my God.
Double O nothing.
They had a weekend for themselves.
Jiminy Christmas. So last week they had their we didn't get to talk about it because we didn't have a B show, but yeah, last week they had their new rally, I guess, rally part 2.
Ticket sale.
On sale, ticket press conference.
Events.
Thingy.
Barbecue party.
They were outside.
They're at the pool at the MGM Grand.
Jericho had a fedora.
Yeah.
The Jericho Fedora press conference, I think it was called. So they had that last week. Kenny Omega officially signs to AEW, which sets up for Double or Nothing. Lucha Brothers, not exclusive to AEW yet because they're still under that Lucha Underground contract. Mm-hmm. You have the signings of the Best Friends, Trent Beretta. I almost said Trent Seven. Trent Beretta and Oh God, the Kentucky gentleman. Oh God, why am I blanking on his name? Anyways,
Yeah.
I forgot his name. That sucks
I didn't
for
even
me.
know who they were.
But no, they wrestle in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Um, no, I'm just
Anyway,
anyways.
the best friends.
Yeah, the best friends. They got signed to Lucha, like you said, Lucha Brothers. Tickets go on sale, or at least the pre-sale went on yesterday on Monday at 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern, and there was a lot of problems I heard with tickets going on sale, including things such as people not getting their code. So what it was is they had like a pre-sale, as many probably know.
Yep.
You had to go sign up
On-
to get a
on the
pre-sale
website.
code. Not everybody got a pre-sale code.
No.
And because people were like, I didn't even get a pre-sale code. Well, no, because it was a raffle to get pre-sale codes. That's how a pre-sale code works.
They
Fortunately
can't give
for me,
away a million pre-sale tickets.
pre-sale codes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, like with the Giants when they went to the World Series, I was always picked to get a chance to buy. You know what I
To
mean?
get in line, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I never took it because I was like, I'm not paying World Series prices. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that happened.
I did for 2010.
Did you?
Yeah.
I never went to a World Series.
It's amazing.
And then when ticket time or the pre-sale went on sale, people still didn't have their codes. Like some people were still waiting to get a code that were supposed to get a code apparently.
Right.
And like they were like putting out, oh, some people aren't going to get it until 3 o'clock Eastern, which is crazy because, if it's about to go on sale right then, you have people rushing, trying to figure out, freaking out what to do. Tickets go on sale. They sold about, I think, 12,000, like 90% of the tickets. They're still going to release another 1,500 to 2,000 tickets, I believe, tomorrow on Wednesday, but those are expected to be sold out instantly. The tickets sold out yesterday in about 20 minutes.
I want to say that, yeah.
I never even thought about. I was like, nah, man. Like, I don't even want to go because, like, I was even watching like there was like all these different podcasts. Like, I was like I was just going back to watch yesterday's episodes, like Going in Raw, Stephen Larson, even Wrestling Observer Live. They would you would hear him like, okay, I'm trying to get on. Like Wrestling Observer Live, he's like Mike Severini. He's just like trying to get on there. He's like, I can't do it. I don't know. Stephen Larson, they're like, oh my god, we got in. But they were like, only nosebleed was available, so I don't want to go all the way to Las Vegas
just for
a nosebleed. You know what I mean?
We should just do the second annual
all in Corey's bedroom.
Yeah.
Watch party. Which hopefully we can like do a live stream or something for that.
That'd be cool.
Like a reaction thing.
Yeah.
We could probably set that up.
Yeah.
We could probably do it.
I don't think it's very difficult at all. We could YouTube it.
Exactly. Live stream on follow us on our new YouTube channel, guys. That's got a lot of new cool stuff coming. Maybe some stuff sooner than expected. Maybe something I'll surprise these guys with, and they'll be like, "Wait, what? We're filming today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sorry." Anyways, guys, let's keep it going. With kind of all elite wrestling, but not really. No, it's not all elite
well,
wrestling.
let's stay on the
New Japan Pro
subject.
Wrestling.
Okay.
Let's stay on the subject of not WWE.
Right.
There is a new IWGP Heavyweight Champion crowned this weekend. Jay White is your new IWGP Champion.
Effing amazing. I'm so glad for this guy.
Did you watch the match?
I did not watch it, but
I watched about half
I'm
of
going to watch
it.
when I get home.
I heard it was really good. I think a lot of people that were... Here's the thing. People are freaking out, too.
What?
People are freaking out because a lot of people hate Jay White. Because Jay White is like the new leader of the Bullet Club, and they're like, well, he's not what I liked.
This guy can work.
It's just like everybody with anything. Like, I don't like the music of today. I like the music from when I was a kid.
You know what you are? Fickle.
Yeah,
Fickle.
They're just fickle. And people threatening to cancel their New Japan World subscription.
You're not canceling. Jeez.
Like, dude, it just makes you look like the ultimate mark at that point. Like, it's just like, oh my God, Jay White deserves it. I saw him wrestle live a little over a year ago at APW Halloween Hell. It was a 4-way match. It was Jay White versus Carl Fredericks, who's a New Japan young lion right now. Was it versus Bison Breddick versus James Douglas, who are some local guys. But oh my God, it was a crazy ass match.
Dude, APW doesn't get the credit it deserves.
Yeah,
there's a lot of big names that roll right through there.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff Cobb, like I said, just left there. He's primed for bigger things.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, new IWGP champion. So the end of the match had Hiroshi Tanahashi try to hit the high fly flow into Jay White, but he hit the Blade Runner. Clean pin, clean finish. Like I said there. So the thing about this now is that Jay White is essentially taking the place of Kenny Omega. No, he is.
Yeah.
Like that's how he's being
You
booked
could
right
say,
now
yeah.
because they're taking all of the Kenny Omega booking and putting him into it.
Okay.
So Hiroshi Tanahashi was never meant to win the title at Wrestle Kingdom if Kenny Omega would have stayed with New Japan.
Oh, okay. He was
Transitional champion, exactly. And it just seems crazy because I started watching New Japan with Okada as champion. It's like one of the longest reigns of history.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're just like hot potatoing the shit out of this title.
Uh-huh.
It's interesting to see what's going to happen from here on out. People are kind of falling off, though. I mean, people are losing interest, and it kind of sucks for New Japan because, they are the ones that are going to suffer from, like, that's the thing. I feel like there's going to be casualties of war in this AEW, WWE war.
Yeah.
And I think New Japan's going to be a casualty of war.
Well, you know who right now is the biggest casualty is WWE.
The W?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Because their hands are tied.
they got to give out tag titles like, you're leaving. Give him the belt. Yeah, no, it's interesting to see what's going to happen because people are bitching about, New Japan. I like New Japan. I'll still continue to support them. And on this show, they'll always be one of the top promotions we review here.
Definitely. And, since they got their deal at Access, I've been able to watch a lot more. It's a little bit of a delay, like a week later. But
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I like it. I like just staying up late and waking up at 2 a.m. to watch a show. Like there is like something to be said about like having a Sunday and getting your snacks.
Yeah.
And then setting up. But at a certain point, it's just like I kind of like falling asleep for a minute, waking up at 2 a.m.
Yeah, no, there was something fun about Wrestle Kingdom where we were able to watch live at 2 a.m. and
Up.
It was just a different vibe and a different feel that I really enjoyed. It was really cool.
Yeah. No, it's.
Had a couple drinks and was live tweeting.
Oh yeah, no live tweeting, and then that was all good too. And then another piece of news today, apparently, since I started talking about it, Lana and Rusev off Total Divas. Apparently, so Lana and Rusev's tenure on Total Divas is coming to an end, and Lana is not happy about it. This is according to Pro Wrestling Sheet. Lana, who joined Total Divas as the main cast member in the show's 6th season, announced that the couple would no longer be involved with reality series while being interviewed by Lillian Garcia in the latest episode of Chasing Glory. I think that's Lillian Garcia's podcast. She said, quote, Kevin Dunn told me that I'll just do a regular voice. Kevin Dunn told me that E-Exclusives took a poll and that we are strongly disliked by the demographic. Lana told Garcia after mentioning that she and Rusev had once told that they were going to get their own spinoff series, they do not like us and that I'm hated, we're hated, and that's from the E-executives. Thought that our story was slapstick and that we were strong and not strong. Sorry, it seemed like she was speaking in like Russian. Why would she? I don't know. It's just all moved around there.
Yep.
But yeah, so it seems like maybe it's a storyline too. Maybe they're working us more and more, with this. People, are they leaving?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't. They are working us for sure. But you know what? I thought Lana was actually pretty good on the show. She was the ultimate instigator.
The ultimate instigator.
Yeah.
Oh,
she stirred the pot a lot.
Yeah. No, it's great to see. And I think that's it for news, right?
I think so.
I mean, unless
everything else is.
Oh my God, what did I forget to say?
What?
I forgot to tell the fans about the first ever City Wrestling Radio and Affiliated Wrestling Association Alliance. Affiliated Wrestling Alliance.
Yes.
Because I got that name right. I didn't mess up on it the first time.
No, not at all.
The Grand Prix tournament happening at the Wolverley Social Club.
I thought you were going to save this for last, but I'm glad you're putting it in now.
No, I put it in the beginning because the fans need to know. It's going to be on YouTube. Local fans in San Francisco. It's going to be on YouTube. Don't worry. But I know it'll be on Sky TV and all that in the UK. Mm-hmm. But the first ever City Wrestling Radio and Affiliated Wrestling Alliance Grand Prix tournament. Chris Cage is my first pick to win this whole thing. Him and Trident, they're going to come and they might just steal it all for themselves. Who knows? Who knows what can happen? Maybe we'll make an appearance via video. Who knows? But we'll find out coming on YouTube, and we'll let everybody know what happens in that and keep people posted on people announced and when it happens.
What's the date of that show?
It's going to happen on Friday, March 29th at 8 p.m.
Ooh.
at the Wolverley Social Club.
Happy birthday to me.
Is that your birthday?
It's the day after you see.
See, there you go.
I'll be watching some wrestling.
From UK, Yesy. I don't know. That sounded weird at the end.
It did.
I got weird.
Who cares? Anyway.
I got weird with it. Let's get into the Raw review from last night. What do you think of Raw overall, Jose?
What can you say about Raw nowadays? They're struggling.
Extreme highs and lows. I felt like last night.
You know what? They're playing. You could see it on your TV every Monday night. They're playing reactionary to AEW and the fear of losing out.
Oh, dude, they're working this Becky storyline so fucking well, though. Like, so well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
People are freaking out. Like, they're freaking out as much as Jay White winning the IWGP.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna cancel my WWE. They can't put Charlotte in the match. Mm-hmm. It's not fair. Like, really, like, and I think it's really funny how there's a lot of people out there chanting like, guys, it's just a work. Like, oh my god. Like, and people are trying to be like, I have inside. No, you fucking don't. They were building this up for like the longest time.
this was the plan.
Everybody's been talking about this for the longest time. Mm-hmm. This has been the plan since the beginning. Mm-hmm. You know, Becky's going to go over Charlotte at WrestleMania to take the title off of Ronda. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing I have fears for, I just thought about this today, is what if they get Ronda in a double submission and she taps? Disarm her and a leg lock or something.
You know what I heard? That'd be actually pretty cool. But
then
again, that's
Charlotte
too great of an idea. What I heard was that we're going to get Becky
and Charlotte at Fastlane.
No.
Oh.
That we're going to get Becky winning at WrestleMania, but she is going to pin Charlotte. So it gives an excuse for Rousey
exactly.
to fight her one-on-one at the next pay-per-view. Fastlane?
What's the Elimination Chamber Fastlane Mania?
Okay, so what's after Mania? It's with that one about revenge or
No
rebuttals.
Mercy. No Mercy.
No, it's what is it? It's like rebuttals or
Taboo Tuesday.
Comeback Sunday. Oh, I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, Comeback Sunday. That's my favorite pay-per-view that they do every year. Our prediction is for Comeback Sunday. No, it's great, you know. And also last night the new tag team champions, the Revival, winning the tag titles.
Congrats, Revival!
In
that
their
was good.
new green tights, which I thought that was the oddest thing out of everything. Because
that was a giveaway for me. I was like, oh, they're winning new tights.
And they had it's funny because they had these red title belts with green tights. I'm like, you look like little Christmas trees.
I saw Mexico there.
Oh, and then the white skin.
Uh-huh.
There you go. Yeah. So let's see. Started last night, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Trips and Steph's in the ring, and they're like, "Hey, Steph's, it's this weekend. We got pay-per-view. Let's tell these fans about it."
The chamber eliminate the chamber. Oh, I messed that one up. Let me do it again.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I love how when Stephanie messes up on her lines, she's just so like nonchalant. Like, who's gonna fucking tell me anything?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm Stephanie McMahon. My dad's gonna come up to me like, Kevin Dunn? No. Stephanie's like, no, I'm fine.
I'm just gonna do it all over.
Whereas
again.
everyone's all nervous everyone else is all freaking nervous in the ring. They come out the ring, hype elimination chamber. That leads to talk about the winner of Rousey and Riot match goes on to WrestleMania to face Becky Lynch. But they were like, oh, we don't know. After what happened last week, let's see what Becky's doctor says. So Becky comes out. Apparently, she saw her doctor.
Yeah,
and she
has less of a limp.
A little bit less of a limp. Yeah, but she's still limping. Even I don't get it. I don't know how you can limp for that long and just need to rest up. Yeah. Like, you don't rest for a fucking month. That means something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine, but like, and I know they're trying to, they're writing stories like a little kid would. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sick, Mom. Like, what's wrong? I'm throwing up and I have a headache and my toe hurts and my back hurts and like, well, pick one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Becky comes down to the ring. Tripp says, he says, what you did on Tuesday was over the line. You slappy and I don't like it except Triple H. But they said the suspension is lifted if, and she'll get her main event.
He talked to the doctors. She saw her own doctor, but our doctor.
He came out very, very sarcastic about it too. He was very like, well, she saw her doctors, but she didn't want to see our doctors. But like, they talked to our doctors, and yeah, they said there was no tears. So like, she's fine. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It was very. I was like, all right. So, it was weird how he was kind of sarcastic about that, but then later being very like, like I have your back. Like he seemed like he had her back.
Yeah, he did.
At the end. So then, like I said, he tells her that her suspension is lifted. She'll get her match if she could do one thing. If she can apologize to
You notice
Triple
how
H.
they
and
left that caveat to Stephanie?
Oh yeah.
Like Triple H didn't say it.
She's like,
Stephanie demanded their apology.
Stephanie, you better not say that to me again, or I'll slap you. I'll slap you right across the face. Becky then tells Trips to shove the apology right up their arse. But then
good.
he says, You either got a decision, Becky. You got to either fight here, or you can fight against us, or you can fight at the show of shows, the game of games, the showcase of the immortals, the point of sight-a-thon, WrestleMania. And then, she's like, you're right, okay. Yeah. And then, so all night they're doing this thing where people, they're like transitions.
Yeah.
Which I fucking hate on the show.
Because they're abrupt and just unnecessary. Okay, so if you noticed last week, Bayley came in the ring and she flashed the 4.
Oh, when it was a couple weeks ago, right?
Was it a couple? I thought it was last week. I might have been confused.
It was it was the first week that Becky showed up on Raw, and she did flash the 4, and that was cool. Like that was at least but it was like a total shoot hey, what's up? You're my homie.
Yeah, but I think Becky flashed it back.
But now it's like you have Sasha and Becky coming out to the ring, and it's weird because they don't say anything. And they
Nothing
just come in, and there's even a shot where you can see Becky on one side of the screen and Bayley and Sasha on the other.
Yeah.
I'm like, they should at least go in and fist bump,
interact, something, give a little head nod,
especially in other storylines where they're just you got to be like your friend. You're not like Becky or whatever. I remember something like that. I'll probably get there eventually, but it's just weird. I don't know. But one thing I did really love. Did you see Bayley's jacket last night?
I didn't notice.
Macho Madness NWO jacket.
Oh, cool.
But it said Bayley instead of Madness.
I didn't even trip.
So it was almost a dead-on replica of Macho Man's NWO black and white jacket.
And she did drop a nice elbow during the match.
Yes, she did. Man, Bayley's just great. I saw her boyfriend wrestle a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah?
Aaron Solo. Mm-hmm. No, that was a different Aaron. But Aaron Solo, he was good. He was a good wrestler. He also retweeted a picture of us. But we have our first match tonight. Bayley and Sasha versus the Riot Squad versus Nia and Tamina. So there's nothing to win here. There's only something to lose. There's nothing to gain, only something to lose. Yeah. The loser has to be one of the first teams in the Elimination Chamber match.
Can I just make it official that I like the name Bank O Hugs better than, what do they call it?
The Boston Hug Connection?
Yeah, it's off-putting.
It's all their tag team names lately.
Bank O Hugs.
A Bank O Hugs. Bank on Hugs. But still, like I said, the loser has to start the match. Sasha quickly tags out because I guess Sasha's still not cleared to wrestle. I don't know because she was
clutching her shoulder.
She was taken out pretty early.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean even before this last week. If you noticed, she barely wrestled at all.
Yeah,
she tagged out. Yeah. She was taken out pretty quickly and tagged out pretty quickly. So this match had Bayley wrestle pretty much most of the match. You think that the two heel teams would team up on Bayley because it's just, like I said, there's nothing to win here.
Yeah.
So why are the heel teams fighting each other? Mm-hmm. Just focus on Bayley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would make the most sense. But we are talking about WWE.
Like I said, Sasha and Nia start the match with Sasha tags Liv Morgan in quickly. Sasha and Bayley avoiding a tag because there's nothing to gain. Like I said, there was a point where those two they were trying to avoid the tag. Mm-hmm. Sasha and Bayley from Liv Morgan, but only something to lose. Sasha escorted to the back by medical staff after she was taken out. Samoan dropped to Logan by Tamina. Liv and Bayley tag in. Double draping stunner by Bayley, which looked all right. I like the concept of it. Mm-hmm. I think, she got... I haven't seen her do that before, though.
Yeah, me neither.
So if she gets some more practice in doing it, I think it'll come off really good. Yeah. Elbow drop to Liv Morgan. Logan, though, breaks up the count. Bayley to belly to Liv. Super kick to Bayley by Tamina. Tamina then drags Liv. See? Here's what I don't get. So she gives a super kick to Bayley, right? Then she drags Liv Morgan into the corner to tag in Nia. Why didn't she just pull Liv over Bayley?
Yeah.
You don't need to win this match.
Uh-huh.
So she tags Nia and makes Liv tag it Nia. And Samoan drop to Bayley. Pin, win. And
you know what they did do with this match is they're rebuilding Bayley as a force. Because
definitely
buried the hell out of her for a long time.
Yeah.
And now they're doing, damage control on Bayley.
Didn't they have a segment so when they started this match, so all night they were doing the little vignettes of people I want to win the women's tag team titles because it's just so great for us.
Yeah, the old school superstars.
But it was they're not Right, they're not like they feel like shoot interviews. You know, what I mean?
Kinda, yeah.
They're like, oh man, like the Iconics are like, we've been tagging since we were 17 together, and we're best friends. We just want to do this together, and that's really great. But then like Bailey and Sasha's were just like, we've been through a crazy 2018. I beat up you, you beat up me.
We went to counseling.
Oh yeah, remember that? Remember those bad storylines? Aren't you guys
glad they ignored the makeout session that they almost had.
Oh god, yeah. Remember when I said I loved you?
It was really creepy.
Bailey's like, no, I don't remember. I blocked that out of my head, Sasha. Don't worry. So yeah. Next up, Elias in the ring. But it felt bad, man. Elias, were they? I felt like they were just legit having production issues.
No. They wrote this and they're just not very good at it.
I know. It was so
it was
bad.
Becky in the back and Elias spotting happy.
Well, Elias starts first. And then it cuts to Becky in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias. It cuts
no. Before that, before
really?
the commercials, it was Becky.
Oh, that's right. Just like
And then they
looking all mad.
Elias. Yeah, and then they pan to Elias.
Oh, you're right. And so he's out in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, Elias. Becky comes on the screen. Balor comes up to Becky. What are you doing? You're Irish. I'm Irish. I could talk to you.
And why would they? I don't understand why they would cut away for a normal conversation. Wait, there's something going on in the back. Becky's just walking.
Well,
and then
it is Finn Balor talking to Becky Lynch. I would
Finn
stop anything I was doing and just listen to that for a
But
moment.
Finn wasn't in the screen when they said something breaking is happening in the back.
They're like, oh, Finn Balor's walking up that way. He might. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, he's going that way. Fight! Just reacting.
Yeah.
So there, he says, pride got you here, but don't let it get the better of you. And he walks away, and Becky says, your abs are still great.
Yeah, awesome.
I thought that was a great. I had to
Your abs
rewind.
are still awesome, by the way.
You're awesome. Your abs are still awesome. Because he doesn't need a fucking donut. Then Elias tries again, but a video package for Seth Rollins starts for some random ass reason. And then Elias tries for a third time, but then out comes Lucha House Party. That's the thing about last night too.
Yeah.
Is that it felt like 4 fucking hours because of segments like this.
Yes.
They dragged. And then coming up later with the whole Balor match, 6-man tag, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it started as a singles. Okay, I'll get there.
Yeah. They could have crunched all this.
Lucha House Party comes out. Wait, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
They could have crunched all this, all the backstage segments. Just put them back to back, and cut that Finn Balor match in half, and not have
you didn't even have to do
restart the match.
Yeah, they were just filling time last night. You could tell, man.
Yeah.
Elias tries for a third time, but then out comes Lucha House Party. Elias is mad because his song wasn't nominated for a Grammy. Then Lucha House Party says they want to walk with Elias.
Yeah.
And
Elias has the worst song in months.
Oh, well, yeah. What was he singing about?
He was just singing, it was the
Just heel
normal
song.
heel.
I don't like you
sports
guys.
things,
You guys suck.
Your city sucks. They call it the beer city, but the beers are.
Oh, you have to have beer goggles to
Yeah.
think anyone's pretty.
Yeah.
The beer, yeah.
It's really bad.
Kalisto gets on the guitar and he plays like the most standard like.
He has
3-chord.
one chord and then he plucks a couple strings of that chord.
Dun, 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 and I was like, everyone's like, oh my God, Kalisto's so good.
Nah, he wasn't that good.
I'm like, okay, he played "Smells Like Teen Spirit." That's like the easiest song to play apparently on the guitar. Then he's like, oh, you want to walk with Elias? He grabs another guitar, whacks Kalisto with it, and leaves the ring. So a segment for nothing unless Elias is going to show up on 205 Live. I mean, shit, I don't know where this goes. You know what I mean?
And then there's a transition to Lashley coming out. That's just really odd.
Lashley and Leo Rush comes out, and Renee is laying the heel work down on this entire segment. I totally forgot about that. Is that like she's just sitting there like hyping up Elias, like, oh, this pure gold, like everything he says is great music. And I know it's because Corey Graves hates Elias.
Yeah.
But like, why is Renee Young like, building up Elias?
Because she was following the logic from 3 weeks ago. He was face.
No
one told her that he flipped.
And then even when Lashley comes out, like he like poses and she goes, oh, a work of art.
Yeah.
So okay, sure, whatever. Next up, we have a Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville video promo. Why they should win the tag team titles? Because they're a tag team and they want to be better than the other ones.
Yeah. No, and they've been in an elimination chamber before. Ha.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Next up, we have Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor. Lashley and Leo Rush out to the ring. They distract Finn Balor. McIntyre beats down, and this match just like went on for a minute. It was like good, like if I think it was only a couple minutes the match,
Yeah.
but it felt like it went on forever.
Well, it doesn't help that Angle is moving in slow motion nowadays.
Well, no, I don't even mean the Angle match. I mean like this is the start, just the singles match to start.
Oh, okay.
So then the Lashley, the heels start beating up on Balor, DQ. Out comes Kurt Angle to help. Angle beats down on some of the heels, but then Corbin comes out. Or we have an ankle lock to Leo, ankle slams to the two heels.
This is like 3 matches.
Yeah. Baron Corbin comes out, attacks Angle from behind. Out comes Braun. Next, we have a 6-man tag.
Okay, so that's 1 match done. Second match is about to begin.
6-man tag. Balor, Angle, Braun, McIntyre, Lashley, and Corbin. Why are Lashley, McIntyre, Corbin a team?
Just because.
Okay. Just making sure. Balor and Baron start the match. Around the World DDT. That actually looked pretty good. To McIntyre by Balor. 3 German suplexes to McIntyre by Angle. A missile dropkick to an Angle slam to McIntyre. Huge glob of spit hanging off of Kurt Angle's face at one point.
Oh, I missed it.
Claymore kick to Braun on the outside of the ring. Balor goes for a coup de grace, but Rush distracts. Dominator Balor. Lashley pins Balor, but his foot's on the ropes.
Okay, want to hear my quick notes from the beginning of this match to now?
Yeah.
5-minute jump into commercial. Oh, crap. Okay, so do another 5-minute jump, and it's Braun on the floor outside. Finn foot on the ropes. Wasn't seen. Restart.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was crazy. So
I'm glad I did those jumps.
They counted the 3 count. Another ref comes out. Apparently the new ref, who isn't a new ref at all, blonde ref, who I keep calling him, but his name I wrote down not on here apparently. So he gets the pin. Lashley gets the pin on Balor. The ref didn't see the foot on the ropes. Another ref comes out to tell the dumb ref that he messed up. Dumb ref was like, "Oh, I messed up." Oh, blonde ref's name's Chad Patton.
Oh, there you go.
Apparently, he's been there for a long time.
He just grew a beard and
and got a haircut, and now he's all looking good. So good for him.
Yeah.
So the match goes back on. So match number 3 at this point.
Yeah.
Which basically starts as a 3-on-1 match.
Mm-hmm.
Standing stomp to Lashley, hot tag to Braun, running power slam to Lashley, coup de grace to Lashley, pin, Balor win.
Why was Balor crawling to an empty corner?
I have no fucking idea. Sometimes it's just, reactions at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Next up, Kevin Owens.
Yes.
He's back, baby. Well, he's not back. He's going bowling first.
Yeah.
He's at a bowling alley doing an iPhone promo. Is he going to be like an everyman's man? Like just everyday dude, Kevin Owens?
This is promo number 1, so we'll see. We're a month out.
So he's doing an iPhone promo saying he is 1 month away from returning. He doesn't know where he's going to return, but he knows when. That's 1 month. And
he's out with the family. 100% face promo here.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. He said it's hard watching Raw and SmackDown because he sees people doing stuff that he knows he's the best at. And
yeah.
So my question is, Jose,
can we really trust him to come back in a month when he threw a gutter ball?
Well, that's the thing. That's how you know he's a face.
Yeah.
It's because if he was a heel, he would have been like he would have been pissed. Yeah, he would have been pissed.
Oh yeah.
God, I didn't have a
Yeah.
Here's the question.
Okay.
Are you going to lay the challenge down, you and one of your kids versus him and his kid at bowling?
At bowling, let's do it.
Oh,
after that gutter ball, yeah.
The challenge is out there,
do
KO.
it.
Can you and the Owens family show up and come to San Francisco to? Do we have a bowling alley here?
For Pacifica.
Come to Pacifica, and we will take you down.
That's a cool bowling alley. Oh, there's Lucky Strike over by the ballpark.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Lucky Strike's probably better. They probably do. They probably have more set for it, more modern.
Yeah, but I like Sea Bowl. They have like DJ night and
Okay.
disco.
Also, Kevin Owens looks slim.
Slimmer, yeah.
Slimmy slim. Next up, Charlie. She's being rude to Becky in the back. She's like, "So what are you gonna tell all your fans that you just like giving up on? Like you just like let them down?" Charlie, what the fuck? What?
This is 2 weeks in a row.
This is 2 weeks in a row. Like it wasn't as bad as last week, but Jesus Christ. Next up, Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross. Okay, so didn't Ruby Riott get a haircut a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And okay, so
It was last week.
yeah, I noticed that her hair was 2 different colors last night. I hope she's wearing extensions on her own free will and nobody told her like,
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? My extension.
Who told you to cut your hair?
Who told you?
I don't think so. I think they only pay attention to the blondes.
Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross. It's pretty much nothing of a match.
Oh, but it was going to be so good. You know what took the air out of this?
What?
It's the interruption.
Yeah. No, they were doing this all night. Back and forth between the two. Running crossbody to Ruby. All of a sudden, we cut to the back. Becky and Ronda. And wow, Ronda doesn't get weird for a second. She's just like, we're going to change the world, Becky. And all you got to do is say sorry. Just say you're sorry. And then she walks away. Which I don't know why Ronda has like this, like her new thing now is that like, we're going to change the world of women's wrestling with this main event.
Yeah.
What?
Then weren't you pissed off last week?
Okay. What? Okay. Anyways, Becky and Ronda implant DDT to Riot on the apron. Riot kicked across. Riot gets the pin and the win because she's facing Ronda Rousey at the next pay-per-view. Next,
Ruby was NXT Ruby, by the way.
Yeah. Next up, we have Seth Rollins in-ring promo. Rollins, he says, I don't want to talk about other people. I just want to talk about myself. Can we just mention that WWE, the way they book fucking faces is just crazy.
Yeah,
They don't say sorry. They have too much pride. Like, they want to do everything by themselves.
Let's talk about me for a second.
Exactly.
And my last year.
Exactly.
What?
Like, shut up, Seth. He said, I took 6 F5s and I'm still standing. Out comes Paul Heyman. Paul teases Brock being there, but of course he's not there.
Yep.
Heyman says all men are not created equal, and that DNA is what separates Brock and Seth because they don't have the same DNA. Says that Seth is on a suicide mission, and Seth says I don't care because Brock's never here, and I'm gonna even sell my soul to the devil.
Whoa.
So, is Heyman gonna turn on Brock at Mania?
Nah.
No, Brock's keeping that title.
Yeah, Brock's. As much as we hate to see it, he's
out comes Dean, and then so then Rollins is that thing where he's like, and that's not a promise, that's a guarantee, or that's a spoiler. That's not a
promise. It's a spoiler.
Yeah, and then Heyman's worried. Out comes Dean Ambrose, and he just comes out and he just looks at Rollins and says, "Hey,
slay the beast.
Hey, bruh, slay the beast. All right, I'm gonna go out here. All right." It was just weird. Apparently they had something.
On the chair.
Apparently they had something set up for him to where he's going to come out and say a whole, but he just didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Then we have an iconic video promo about why they want to win the tag titles. Like I said, they've been wrestling together since they were 17.
I love those girls. They're my pick to win.
Not mine, but we'll get there on the prediction addiction.
Yes, we will.
This week on SoundCloud.com/SteadyWrestlingRadio.
Stay tuned Thursday.
Now we have Dean Ambrose versus EC3. This was another nothing match, but this is ultimately for EC3 to get a big win over Dean Ambrose on like the fast lane pre-show.
The kid's gonna job out.
Ambrose takes it to EC3, back and forth between the two. EC3 elbow to Dean Ambrose, then he's thrown into a ring post, side slam to EC3, and a roll up and a pin and a win for Dean Ambrose.
Dean ain't going anywhere.
Oh, no, he ain't going nowhere. But it's just weird how like they like hyped it up last week and now they're just like not even hyping it up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's weird. Next we have Becky again backstage, and this time with Alexa Bliss. Alexa says, you shouldn't apologize, Becky. So many little girls look up to you, and you just shouldn't do it. You have too much on the line, and they're gonna call you a sellout. And it's like, all right, I see what you're doing here. You're just you want to take my spot at the WrestleMania. You're not gonna get to my spot there. That's really Irish, sorry. She said, you just want to take my spot at WrestleMania.
Then Alexa flips the switch.
She's like, fine, whatever. Just have everyone call you a sellout, and then walks away. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know what they're doing with Alexa. I thought they were trying to turn her face last week. Now they're back to the heel.
Yeah.
Just like Elias was doing, apparently was being a face on the house shows.
Uh-huh. See, they don't know what they're doing.
I would be pissed if I went to a house show and someone came out as a face and then, wasn't a face on TV.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? I would literally start that chant. Yeah. Next one, we have a really good match. Which really, it's like one of these things does not belong with the others. Rude and Gable versus the Revival. The match doesn't start off that great, but
you know what does happen is the champions enter first.
And Gable had ultimate loose face. He had like this weird look on his face, like
yeah. We're
doing
so good. Why?
Gable and Wilder start the match. Arm lock, 2 exploder suplexes to the Revival, lifting German suplex to Dawson, double team on Gable by the Revival. Then we get a rolling German suplex to Dash Wilder, an STO by Scott Dawson by Bobby Roode, shoulder tackle to both members of the Revival by Roode. Then a Dory special facebuster to Bobby Roode by the Revival. I mean, I like how they called it too. Mm-hmm. German buster to Wilder, followed to Dawson, breaks up the pin. Which I mean by German buster, it was the German suplex blockbuster combo by Roode and Gable to Wilder. Doomsday device to Gable, kick out, sunset flip, jackknife cover. It was just a great match.
Yeah.
Gable, though, at one point gets thrown into the corner. He does, like, that Daniel Bryan spot where he runs on the ropes, jumps over the back, but gets caught in the Shatter Machine.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and your new Raw Tag Team Champions.
Congrats.
The Revival. So they go to the back, and Charlie says, what have you, congratulations, all this stuff. I'm surprised she wasn't like, oh, great, you finally won.
Yeah.
Finally, after losing so many times.
Are you guys going to cry about leaving again?
God, you know what? ESPN has really ruined Charlie. I'm just saying. They go to the bag. They said it's taken quite. Oh, that's what she said. She says it's taken quite a while to get here. What do you have to say? And they just said, you know what? I like how they still. They took the Seth Rollins thing. You know what, Charles? She got a little laugh out of that. They said they're here, and no one as good as they are. So
the Revival,
it's a good tagline for them. No one as good
Yeah.
as we are.
Yeah. So Revival won't face the Young Bucks for at least another 2 years.
Yeah.
The good news is Chad Gable may end up at AEW sooner than we thought.
You think so?
Maybe.
I mean,
There does seem to be this desperate attempt to keep all their talent, though.
yeah. WWE is just desperately trying to, like, especially they don't want to lose the Revival because the Revival over there would do great,
Oh, yeah.
They just can't book the right. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, man. I don't know. But I question AEW, the ratings they're going to get. Like, they're not, with the booking that they want to do, they're definitely catering to us, the Smarks.
Yeah.
But WWE, there's a reason why they make billions of dollars, and that's because they cater to the general audience. You're not going to, I don't know.
It's the ECW infection.
We'll talk about that more at another time. Yeah. Next up, out comes Becky Lynch.
Will she, won't she?
Because it's decision time. And then out comes Trips and Stephs. He says, it's time to choose.
We apologize.
We apologize for what happened. You apologize. So you go to the showcase, the Immortals of the Immortals, WrestleMania. And she says, that's all I got to do. I don't trust you, but that's all I got to do. And I said, it's all you got to do, Becky. And it's all yours. $1 million cash and your son's life. Wait, what? No, but Becky, she says, all right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Like, all right.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, it's all yours. Yeah, cool. Bye. That's it? Like, yeah, that's it, Becky. You get your match. And then
Happy Ronnie.
And then she says, all right. So she starts cutting a promo for WrestleMania. Then out comes Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey comes in the ring, but before anything,
What do you do?
And what did he flub? He flubbed the line.
oh, and it's fucking great because it's exactly what he was thinking. He was like, he says,
Stephanie's right. This could be one of the greatest WrestleMania main events.
exactly what he thinks.
because that was Vince.
No, I didn't say that. I swear I didn't say that.
Like, that's what you said in the back.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That wasn't me. That was Shane. That was Shane. God damn it!
Dad.
Here's $1 million, Shane. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's funny because, and I'd love before this, though, Becky, she says, all I got to say to you, Trips, is just 2 words to you, and it's all mine, and all the crowds, suck it, suck it, suck it. So I said, Ronnie comes out, Vince comes out, and he says,
I don't like your attitude, Becky, and I don't like your attitude either, Rhonda. I don't like any attitude. You're not the man. I'm the man, and I got to make decisions. I don't accept your apology. You're suspended for 60 days.
On what grounds?
Because he's a man, apparently. Apparently men can do that in WWE.
Yeah.
And he suspends Becky Lynch for 60 days, which is 5 days after WrestleMania. And that he found a new. Here's their new opponent, Ronda Rousey.
Charisma. Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte comes out and
Ronda, this is what you're going to see at WrestleMania.
and raises her hand, which I thought was just like so like it was just Vince does not feel comfortable on TV
Anymore.
at all.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, and
Maybe because he feels like I'm discrediting the Rumble now.
I don't know, man.
Because as of we all know, it's going to be a 3-way dance. We all
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
if kayfabe wise, right now what they did was destroy the legitimacy of the Women's Royal Rumble. Like winning that means nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah. For no ground.
Yeah, I'm going to make things fresh. Like, yeah, and everything. I'm gonna make this show fresh, where we've messed up.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden,
Let's start with let Stephanie and Triple H go down the ring and talk for 20 minutes, and then we'll finish with me for some reason suspending someone for no reason and imposing my will on a woman.
Yep.
and like whoa, like, and I don't mean like, I know it was different back in the day imposing
Yeah,
his
yeah,
will on
yeah.
women, but it's still essentially him imposing his will on the women's division.
Yeah.
And it's still like a man telling you
just for no reason.
I'm gonna mansplain the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
So, and then everyone's going crazy online. It's fucking crazy. It's funny, I think, because everyone's going crazy over nothing. Everyone's like, if you really take Becky out of that main event, like I'm gonna cancel my subscription. Like,
No, you're not.
dude, stop being so fickle. And I'm not even gonna say it like Daniel Bryan, like straight up, like. Wrestling is wrestling, and you know what? It's not what you exactly like, but that's the thing about wrestling is that it's like music. There's different forms of wrestling. If you want to go watch comedy, stupid wrestling, not stupid, but if you want to watch comedy, slapstick wrestling, you go to Hood Slam. You go to Oakland, watch Hood Slam. You watch some guy in a cereal man face the Blunt brother, the
You can
Stoner
watch
brothers.
a guy dressed up as a nurse in the women's division.
Yeah, Nurse Ratched. Who I downloaded on. You can download on 2K19 on the Creed. They made someone made her on Creed. But yeah, no, but if you want like really solid, like pure wrestling, go watch NWA. The Championship Wrestling from Hollywood,
New Japan
Pro Wrestling. Yeah, exactly. But then then you have like, your Joey Ryans compared to like your Terry. It's to Terry Funks, and it's just crazy. So.
Yeah.
So that was Monday Night Raw. So this is gonna be hold on. This is gonna be our first time we've done this, but our first guest on the show.
Someone chiming in.
You're on with me and
Jose here. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Jose?
It's going.
yeah. So I'm gonna. How are you today, man?
I'm good. I just basically drove around all day running errands, so I'm excited to talk about some wrestling.
Nice. So yeah, no, I want you to like totally like rep what you're doing down there and everything for the, what was it called, the Combat Arts Education.
Yeah. Combat Arts Preservation and Education, CAPE for short.
Okay.
We're at combatartsedu.com and Combat Arts Edu on Twitter and Combat Arts Edu on Instagram and Combat Arts Edu everywhere.
Nice. So you guys are doing like watch parties for a lot of the WWE pay-per-views and Monday Night Raws and things like that of that nature?
Correct. In Hollywood at the Dave & Buster's.
Nice. So like tell me about it. Like how's it been going down there? How do the watch parties go? Like how like do people get like really bummed out when there's like really bad booking and all that, and they start moaning and groaning like we do on podcast?
It's even rougher with the bathroom matches at the pay-per-views because like everyone wants to go to the bathroom at the same time. But it's a big facility at Dave & Buster's, but not when 100 people want to go to the bathroom at the identical same 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so for Raw, we have a small hardcore group that shows up every week, maybe a dozen guys, maybe less. And that's every Monday, 5 to 8 live with sound and subtitles. And then also for pay-per-views, we did the Royal Rumble, which was crazy exciting. And we had about 100 people show up. We have the Dave & Buster's Sports Lounge, and
nice.
Lounge, excuse me. And it's 12 TVs, all tuned to the pay-per-view, all with sound. 2 are projectors, the rest are digital LEDs. You can hear perfectly, you can see perfectly. You can see from every angle, which is great, so it's completely inescapable. There are servers dedicated to the area. Pay-per-views, I mean, we really get started at 2. We were shocked. I mean, we had no idea this many people would turn out for the Royal Rumble. It was the first time this Dave & Buster's has ever done anything with pro wrestling, and now we're beating the UFC crowd and the college football crowd.
Very cool.
And
Very cool.
so there's a lot of focus and interest. They've already talked to me about WrestleMania, and we haven't even done Elimination Chamber yet.
Nice.
So,
yeah, you got Elimination Chamber, you got Fastlane, WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of opportunity for wrestling down there too. For for watch parties going on, especially now with like you got All Elite Wrestling, Double or Nothing going to happen in a couple of months.
Yeah, we're excited to see how that turns out. I don't know if we'll be able to get it at the Dave and Buster's. They already have an arrangement with WWE.
That's correct.
So if you live near a Dave and Buster's, you can talk to their management. I also know the contact for Combat Arts Management, and so he's the overall corporate Dave and Buster's manager, and he handles boxing, pro wrestling, UFC, Bellator, and occasionally like fencing and the Olympics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so he's the go-to guy. If you want to host an event at a Dave and Buster's, they have a flat rate. I can't say it on the air.
No,
but,
yeah, absolutely not.
They have a flat rate for WWE pay-per-views, which essentially, if you can get 60 or more people to show up, it's worth their while to do.
Okay.
And they have some out in the suburbs, like Ontario, which is a suburb of Los Angeles here, and they're huge. I mean, it's everyone. I mean, they've had over 1,000 people show up for a pay-per-view.
Wow.
They get wrestlers. They've had Vicky Guerrero. They've had who else? Zeus from No Holds
yeah.
and back in old WWF days.
Yeah, what's his name? God, I can't remember his name.
It's the guy from Friday.
Lister.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a weird name. but so we're hoping with my activities along with Cape, we'll be able to really drum up support in Hollywood. And it's right in Hollywood, third floor, Hollywood and Highland in the mall.
Uh-huh.
And so it has a view overlooking the city. It has arcade games, has prizes, full bar, food, everything you would need. And of course, they show wrestling. So the best part. They're fans themselves. So a lot of the servers, a lot of the managers are pro wrestling fans. So you'll even catch them totally watching the pay-per-view with you. So it's really easy to navigate with them, and it's a great spot for fans. The crowd is electric. It's like an NXT show. They're doing the one fall.
Oh, that's great.
And the chants, if there's a good crowd chant, they'll go along with it. We even had a woman over 80 years old in a wheelchair with full medicine. She had to be helped out of her wheelchair to do the Brock bounce.
Nice. Nice. That's great.
And so we're getting some real hardcore people who love lucha libre, people who love old school pro wrestling, new school pro wrestling. They bring their belts. They dress up. At Elimination Chamber, I will be in my patented Macho Man costume, sweating to death. So if you want pictures, come down to the Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. I'll totally help you out. We're going to have prizes soon. There's going to be email raffles.
Yeah.
Dave & Buster's is putting a lot of time, energy, and money into this because they flat out told me that UFC and NFL are dying. They're not getting not numbers, but even other bars, other restaurants that they deal with as well and get Nielsen data on, the numbers just aren't there. UFC had six fights, 6 injuries, and now who the hell's fighting for what? I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And it's so they're transferring everything to streaming or here or there, and it's kind of harder to watch and get involved into UFC now.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they'll turn that around. I mean, sometimes upgrades take time, and UFC is not bad. It's just that people aren't interested right now. And so while they're not interested in that, I think this is a great time for pro wrestling. The upcoming war with AEW and the rest of the indies versus the global wrestling conglomerate WWE, that should make a lot of heat. And it should get a lot of fair weather fans off the fence and picking a side and watching wrestling again. And ultimately, I think that everyone should watch pro wrestling. That's what I was trying to do in San Francisco with the Watch Wrestling Club. Watch Wrestling Club is now a product of Cape. Cape is a real 501c3 nonprofit.
Yeah.
You cannot say that fast. And now we go around helping businesses start wrestling clubs. And a lot of what Dave and Buster's had problem with is they just didn't know how to reach out and get wrestling fans. They don't know about Squared Circle. They don't,
Right, right.
it's not something they deal with every day. And so I've posted there. I've been yelled at by everyone for spamming, but everyone loves it.
Oh yeah, no, we had the same problem. I recently got blocked by Facebook for posting too much of our show onto different groups.
I do the same thing with my events. I hope I don't get banned.
And then I had to contact them. They were like, "Well, we'll look into it." And I'm like, "Well, thanks." And then 5 minutes later, I get an email back saying, "Nope, you broke the rule. Sorry."
Jeez.
I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, Facebook."
It's really hard to get attention. It's really hard to get eyes out there. It's really hard to get your product out there when so many other people have already monopolied that space.
Yeah.
And I am actually legally promoting a WWE event, and I've already been yelled at them like 5 times. Like, where it's like, you can't use this image. It's like, no, I actually do have permission. You gave me permission. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so there's some confusion too, because how do you tell the difference between fans and thieves?
Yeah.
And I think the best way is to go through a company like Dave and Buster's and start up a community of like-minded people to watch pro wrestling together. I know it's not easy for everyone. I know it's not what everyone wants to do. Everyone would love to have everyone just come over their house and party,
Right.
But it doesn't work,
Right.
Girls don't want to come over your house. You don't want strangers breaking your stuff.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, it's so different watching with a live crowd, just like if you're really there. These people love it just as much as you do. They're shouting, they're yelling, they're involved. And so to me, it totally electrifies me to have this. And if this is successful, they're going to start taking it systematically to all the Dave and Buster's in the world. And so we really want this to be a success. And if you can succeed in Los Angeles, you can succeed anywhere. San Francisco had a lot of problems.
Really?
The Kezar, I think specifically the Kezar pub, which you've had experience with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had that same experience, and so have other people, where they tell you they'll do a thing and then they refuse to do it. And that's a very San Francisco vibe. We used to have events at the Knockout. Essentially, they got bored or distracted or whatever and then quit doing them. And so they were making a lot of money. It was going really well, and they just upped and decided to have trivia instead.
Yeah.
So, like,
I know with some of them, like I know with one place, like I was reaching out for another place to try to host watch parties, and I think might be someone going around trying to make sure that there's nobody showing WWE pay-per-views.
Oh man.
Yeah, they do have people like that. They and there's a couple of ways to be under the radar.
Yeah.
And if you contact me at Combat Arts EDU, I can explain to you how to avoid these censors. But again, publicly they are legally allowed to stop you if you haven't paid for this pay-per-view. It is prohibitively expensive for a regular mom and pop bar to buy a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
I think this is a great time for all of us to start reaching out to AEW, ROH, etc., talking to them about how would they like their pay-per-views shown in a bar. I really think they'd be responsive. I've actually spoken with New Japan, and they're kind of open to it, but at the same time, there's too many practical issues. Like, their pay-per-views aren't consistent.
Yeah, and timing too with New Japan.
2 a.m. starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's too many practical issues, but with AEW, I feel like it's American, it's in America. We can really do something there. It's also on Access, which is available most apps, and a lot of places even do have it. And so that AXS. Mm-hmm. And so I really do think that there's going to be an opportunity there to host that wherever you want. Just like UFC, where you basically give them a phone call, they tell you some do's and don'ts, and then, charge you a flat fee.
Find the guidelines and pay the flat fee.
Yeah, and it's better that way. It makes sense. I still believe people are watching Raw at Buzzworks.
Yeah. I actually just talked to someone recently that says they're still doing it. They're still watching at Buzzworks. I think because that's on like a network television, it's on
Yeah,
cable. They're able
it's a
to show
public
that.
broadcast, so bars
Exactly.
show it. Any wrestling that's on regular cable or the networks, they can show just like they can show a football game.
Exactly.
It's completely reasonable.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy to hear that everyone's going to Buzzworks in San Francisco to watch Raw every Monday, 5 to 8 live with sound and subtitles. I was worried. I set up that arrangement via email, so you never know how that, without ever setting foot in the place.
Yeah.
So you never really know how that goes. For all I know, everyone hated it. But Nikki's closed, and this is another San Francisco problem. You get the bar you want, you get them showing pay-per-views, and then they close. And so,
Especially in San Francisco, when it's just the price of rental for a commercial business is crazy. It's astronomical.
insane. Thankfully, there is a Dave and Buster's by the university. The Portella Valley or whatever it's called, I forget now. But there is a Dave and Buster's in San Francisco, and they are.
City.
As in
What's
Daly
that?
City.
It's Daly City in the Ceremony Mall.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. No, that's the one right in Ceremony Mall. They just opened that one, I believe.
Yeah, it's maybe 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were when I was leaving. It had just opened, and so I've been in LA 2 years now.
Okay.
And but that's exciting. If anyone wants the contacts to actually reach the manager that'll make the other managers do stuff, I can provide that. Just hit me up on combatartsedu.com or Eric Jackson, CAPE@gmail.com. And you can just hit me up. I'll give you his name, his phone number. He's a really nice guy. He loves sports. He loves fight sports. He knows a lot of wrestlers and personally, so he knows Jim Ross. He knows the Guerreros. He grew up with them.
Nice.
And so he's a great contact and a big advocate for pro wrestling in public spaces. And everyone else at Dave & Buster's and other locations is kind of mixed. They don't think there's the crowd. But I already know that I've got 200 people to show up for WrestleMania before in the city of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking on Reddit. Everyone's sending me messages, hoping I'm hosting a pay-per-view through my wrestling club. And sadly, I'm not there to do it. So if anyone would like to take the reins on that, I'd be more than happy to help with all the support I can. And I've already made a lot of headway with this Dave & Buster's down here.
Yeah. No, yeah, especially with the Dave & Buster's being installed in the Ceremony Mall. That's a real good opportunity up there, because there's probably a lot of people that want to watch wrestling that don't, like you said, don't have, maybe somewhere to go, or just, don't want to watch it alone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's really cool to think about All Elite Wrestling too, and the prospects of that happening in the future. And like you said, you would probably have to do that at a different location though, correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Right now, we're just working so hard on the WWE pay-per-view
Right.
that we want to make sure that this is a lock. And basically, if Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania are hits, then we're going to announce the full year schedule. So even though we don't know the dates of some of those other lesser pay-per-views, because they haven't been announced yet, we'll put a placeholder and sell tickets anyway. And especially if it gets bigger than it was for Royal Rumble, we're definitely going to have tickets, but they've promised me they'd hook us up with a buffet or something to make it worth our while.
Yeah.
They're not going to gouge us,
Yeah.
which is really nice of them, because they do have to pay for this. But at the same time, if these are so successful and I have a set group of people that show up to watch wrestling, we can show them old wrestling.
Yeah. Old wrestling, or just like you said,
Flashback Fridays.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be really cool.
And hopefully when SmackDown moves to Fox, we're still trying to figure out exactly how that's going to play out.
Yeah.
Because they're sort of fast and loose with the details. They commit to something and uncommit. But when that change happens, we probably will start showing SmackDown because it'll be 3 hours. But right now with 2 hours, it's just not enough. Basically people eat and leave. It's not enough time.
Yeah. It's hard. And wow, SmackDown going to 3 hours.
Yeah. Well,
That's scary.
it's torture.
But I mean, that'll be fun. That'll be fun watch party hanging out with friends. But we're sitting over here thinking about it, like taking notes on everything on that kind of end. Yeah. We're like, man, another 3 hours of taking notes. Oh, oy vey. No.
Well, I can already help you out. Talking for the first half hour, and then
yeah, there you go. No, it's really cool. Like what's happening down there. I remember going to the Knockout Bar when they were still doing stuff for like Survivor Series, the Rumble, and all that. It was always fun. So if you got to go to a watch party, always go. And you said where's this happening again? Let everyone know.
Oh, and so the watch party every Monday at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood for WWE Raw, 5 to 8 Pacific Standard Time. And then, of course, Elimination Chamber this Sunday, February the 17th. And we will start the whole pre-show. I'm probably going to get there around noon if you just want to hang out with me. But I'll be in the Macho Man costume, and then it's 2 to 10 usually. And it's only the most hardcore fans, and the entire show live with sound and subtitles. And, of course, WrestleMania will also be at Dave & Buster's. We're not sure about Fastlane yet. They might already have a conflict. They might have like some other like bachelor party or something. I'm hoping we can talk the bachelor party guys in to watching Fastlane. Still working out the details on that, but definitely Elimination Chamber this Sunday and Raw every Monday. And, of course, in the San Francisco Bay Area at Buzzworks for Raw every Monday, 5 to 8 p.m. And those guys are a great group of guys.
Yeah. No, it's always really fun. And where Buzzworks is, it's over by the DNA Lounge,
11th Street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get a good slice of pizza. I love the pizza.
That pizza there is
great.
It's pizza. So good, dude. Well, no, thank you, Eric, for like calling in and talking about the combat. So I don't want to get it right. Combat arts education or preservation and education.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. Combat arts preservation and education, and that's CAPE for short. Combat Arts EDU on Twitter, Combat Arts EDU on Instagram, combatartsedu.com on the web.
Yeah. And did you say that so people have to pay to go to the watch parties, or?
Currently, Raw is of course free. You can't charge tickets for stuff that's on TV.
Network.
Elimination Chamber has no cover, is totally free this Sunday. I hope you can make it. Please try to RSVP so I know how many tables to get and that kind of thing. It really does help me out. But if you can't and it's last minute, you can show up and it's free and it's a great show. Probably WrestleMania just due to demand. From then on, we're probably going to have to start charging a low cover. But with that, you'll also get, if you buy in advance, you'll get access to the VIP sitting area and a buffet. If you buy day of, you have to sit at the bar.
Yeah.
And no buffet, but no upcharge. So
you got to get a promo code and then issue out pre-sale tickets and then have them all go on sale at 12, but don't give out codes until 11:59.
Yes.
So real quick, Eric, are the WrestleMania party coming up at Dave & Buster's? Is that going to be kid friendly?
Yeah, Dave & Buster's is 100% family, kid, young people, old people friendly. Again, I don't know what's going to happen on the pay-per-view, so something pay-per-view might not be kid friendly, but we're very kid friendly, and we don't discriminate. All people, LGBTQ, all races, all types of people, all ages. And I think if your child's young enough, there won't be any charge for the WrestleMania.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
But we get a lot of kids in there because it's a full arcade too. It's giant,
right?
And so they have all the new games, all the old games, and skee ball, everything you need.
Do you go to Dave & Buster's, Jose?
I've been there once or twice.
Okay, I've never been to Dave & Buster's before.
Yeah, it's a cool little. How can I explain it? It's a Chuck E. Cheese for adults.
Yeah, they sell drinks there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, full bar. They have these giant beer pitchers. It's like this giant tube that's like almost 3.5 feet tall with a chunk of ice at the top, and it's just full of beer. And you get your own beer faucet.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Nice. That sounds really cool.
I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, and I like how you brought up that it's all inclusive. Like, everyone's welcome to come in and. LGBT, kid friendly, old friendly, every type of person come in. And I love when wrestling is like that, because I think nowadays it's kind of hard where everyone's so segregated to their, like, this is what I think wrestling is, and this is what I think
We
wrestling
were just
is.
talking about that earlier, yeah.
Exactly. And it's nice when it can be a wide range of fans that like everything.
And everyone's so polite in person. Like on Facebook, these people would like slit my mom's throat, but in person, they're the kindest, sweetest, nicest people in the world. So
Yeah.
I just think Twitter and the internet make people nasty, because it's like you're talking to a robot.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, screw you and Daniel Bryan. But when you're in person, it's like, oh, I can agree to disagree about Daniel Bryan. Like,
Yeah, people overreacting, and I like when wrestling can be different. Like I was telling Jose earlier, like I just went to a wrestling for charity show this weekend, and they're just having fun in the ring. People like Jerry Gigolo, Rick Luxury, Pollo De Mar. They're all just like having fun, and it's just like it's all inclusive. Everyone's there having a good time, and there's just no hate at all, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
So
and they're a great a fellow nonprofit. They're wonderful as well. Paula Del Mar is so sweet.
oh, she's a sweetheart. Yeah,
Absolutely. And then the guy that runs that, I want to say his name is Robert.
Robert, yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent. We have never met in person, but have exchanged emails for years. So we're always missing each other at shows. Like we can never meet in person. But I've known that guy for years, and he helped me get my bearings in San Francisco. And I'm so happy that he's back in the city making wrestling.
Yeah, they just had their SF Slam 8 at the El Toro nightclub. They're going to do another one Mania weekend. So.
And the El Toro nightclub is right up the street from Ferment, Drink, Repeat, and that's where we used to have our SmackDown watch parties until I moved.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, so if you ever want to get some good beer and talk to some nice people, Ferment, Drink, Repeat, and also they will turn on wrestling. Like, so if you're ever in the neighborhood and just want to watch something, they'll do it.
Nice. Yeah, it's just like, hey, can you turn off that rerun of Family Guy real quick and pop on some wrestling, please?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're drinking beer, they'll do it.
You're like, well, hey, you're a paying customer. We got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, and you can order from the pizza spot right around the corner.
There's a pizza
And
spot
bring
up
it
there?
in. Well, there's a pizza joint, and then there's a round table right next door.
Oh, there's also Hawaiian barbecue up there, right?
Yeah, I think that's still there.
Yeah.
And you can bring your food inside inside FDR, as they like to refer to it.
Ooh, I'm hungry now.
Me too.
Well, thank you, Eric, for joining us today and telling us everything about combat arts, preservation, and education.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got it right. Well, thank you. And then, like I said, we hope to talk to you in the future, but, some more. And, I'll talk to you again about, everything else. We'll stay connected through Facebook.
Yeah,
everything.
please keep me in the loop of all your goings on. I always try to repost your newest episodes. Definitely this one. Once it comes out, I'll bother everyone with it.
Yeah. And before you leave and before we get out of here, we have one last segment we'd like to do with you because and at the end of every show we like to give out some birthday wishes.
Happy birthday.
So today we only have one birthday, but it's actually very significant that there's only one man having a birthday today because it's the 59th birthday of the One Man Gang himself.
Wow.
Born in 1960. So happy birthday, One Man Gang. Or if you like to call him by his incredibly racially insensitive character, Hakeem the African Dream, that did happen, but I'd rather.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? But again, Eric, thank you for joining us, and we're going to get out of here. We're going to go. I got to go get some dinner, man. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got to get some dinner too. Thanks for having me. Again, I'm No Gimmicks Eric Jackson. I'm the Johnny Appleseed of freaking wrestling clubs. If you don't have a wrestling club, if you need a wrestling club, let me know. I'll help you make one. I know how it's done. I've done it in over 6 cities now. I've been doing it for over 7 years. And now I have a permanent organization called Combat Arts Preservation and Education, combatartsedu.com, Combat Arts EDU on Twitter, Combat Arts EDU on Instagram. Find us online. Let us know if you need a wrestling club or come to ours. Dave and Buster's every Monday for Raw and of course, this Sunday for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, and if you have a Dave & Buster's close to you and you're in another part of the country and you want to get a wrestling club started, that's probably the best way to start too. Hit you up and then hit up Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, you got a foot in the door, guys.
Yes.
So stay on
Absolutely.
the line. We're gonna let these guys go and stay on the line, Eric. And yeah, 1 second, guys. Thank you again for tuning in to City Wrestling Radio. But for everyone here at KCSF or City Wrestling Radio, for me, Corey Smith, I'm Corey Smith.
I am City Wrestling J, CWR Jose.
And we'll see you tomorrow for Smack It, our SmackDown Live recap and review show.
Can't wait.
And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening, and see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.